Hey guys, Ben here helping you earn more, spend less, and invest the difference. Now, of the three, I think that investing your money is probably the most important one because that's where you start earning passive revenue. Because if you're not earning money while you sleep, then you will essentially be a slave to your job until the day that you die. Earning passive revenue is what's going to free you up and have you start engineering that financial lifestyle that you've always dreamed about. So in this video, we're going to be talking about how you can get some passive rewards by staking Avalanche. Now, Avalanche is a cryptocurrency, it is a layer 1 protocol that aims to compete with other major platforms like Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, etc. Now, obviously, I'm a big fan of cryptocurrency in general. I think that Bitcoin will start to overtake fiat as the world's reserve currency. But I also think that these smart contract platforms are going to revolutionize the business world. You'd be hard pressed to find a sector of business that will not ultimately benefit from these smart contracts and or blockchain technologies. So I'm a huge fan of these layer 1 protocols. I think that the value of these protocols is going to continue to go up. And so if I can earn some additional coins through staking, and those coins then will theoretically also increase in value, that's a win. So let's jump on over to the computer and see how you can buy and stake Avalanche tokens to get some passive rewards. All right, guys, so here we are at coinmarket.com, and as you can see, the price of Avalanche is roughly $130 per coin. It is currently ranked number 11 in the world. The Avalanche network has been absolutely taking off and skyrocketing in price recently, and I have no reason to believe that it will do anything but continue to go up in the long run. I'm pretty bullish on Avalanche right now. Now, thankfully, I bought about a week or so ago when the market started to dip. I was trying to buy the dip, as they say, and so I bought in roughly $83 per coin, and now I am ready to get them off of Coinbase Pro, where I bought. Originally, it was $2,500 that I spent total, and now that value has grown to about $3,850, so roughly a 50% return on my money in the last week. And now I'm ready to withdraw these funds off of Coinbase Pro, where I bought them from, into my wallet and start staking them. So, in order to do that, we're going to first head on over to avax.network. This is the official website for the Avalanche platform, all right? And all we're really going to do is come on up here to individuals and Avalanche wallet. We're going to download and install and all that kind of stuff. We're going to get our wallet set up. Now here we can either access an existing wallet or create a new wallet. I don't already have an Avalanche wallet, so I'm going to create a new wallet. And then I'm going to generate a key phrase. Now I'm going to stop the video here for just a moment, because this key phrase is vitally important. As always, never, ever, ever share your key phrase with anyone that is not supposed to have access to your funds. You are going to want to write this down, keep this safe somewhere. Don't necessarily have it just on your computer, because computers crash and that kind of stuff. You have to have access to this key phrase. I cannot stress it enough. You need this key phrase. So I'm going to tap out here and stop the video for just a moment and finish setting up this wallet. All right, so now that we have our Avalanche wallet set up, the first thing that you should be aware of is that Avalanche is actually 3 different blockchains kind of rolled into one. This is how it is able to be so fast, so efficient, is because it's not really just one blockchain, it is multiple blockchains all interacting with each other. And each of these blockchains, the X, P, and C, do different things and are coded differently. So each one of these is going to validate transactions a little bit differently. They're optimized based on what each of these blockchains is trying to do. And I think that's pretty cool. So you have 3 different chains. The X chain, which is where you are typically going to receive funds, and it says here your address will change after every deposit, but you can keep using previous addresses. This is just sort of a security feature to not keep on reusing the same address where it continually changes. And the P chain, you'll notice, has a different wallet address. The P chain is where you are going to receive staking rewards and cross-chain transfers. This is where we're going to be doing our staking, is going to be on the P chain. And then the C chain is where you are going to interact with the Ethereum virtual machine, the EVM. This is going to be where smart contracts take place. Now, as you can see, each one of these different chains has a different wallet address. Now, usually, you are going to be sending and receiving your funds into the X chain, but Coinbase is a little bit weird. Only send C chain Avalanche token to your Coinbase wallet. They only support C chain. Any other addresses will result in permanent loss. So be careful when you're sending these things to the Coinbase exchange, but when you're withdrawing from Coinbase, it's not going to matter, because let's just say that we try to mess this up. So let's just say that we, I don't know, click on the copy for the P chain address and try to withdraw our Avalanche to the P chain, which is an incorrect address. So let's type this in and say use this address. Boom, it says invalid AVAX address. It doesn't like it. It's not going to let me send it. Well, how about the X chain? And like I said, usually this is the X chain that most networks are going to withdraw to. But let's come on back here to Coinbase and let's try this chain. Nope, it still says invalid AVAX address. It's not going to let me do it. So it's only going to let me use the correct one, which in this case is going to be C chain. But when you're moving funds back to Coinbase, make sure you're sending things to the right wallet address. There we go, valid AVAX address. And then in my case, I'm just going to go ahead and transfer the max. It's going to go through some steps here, so I'll be back in just a second once this is actually transferred. All right, guys, so the transfer has gone through. That probably took about 3 or 4 seconds for it to show up. The Avalanche network is very, very fast. And over here we can see a breakdown of how many tokens you have on each network. So I have 0 tokens on the X, 0 on the P, and then that 29 tokens that we just transferred over onto the C chain. But in order to earn, like I said, the P chain is where we're going to receive staking rewards. We need these funds on the P chain. So we first need to move these tokens from the C chain to the P chain. So to do that, we're going to use this cross-chain functionality. And it's a little bit weird because we're going to have to stop through the X chain first. So here the source chain is going to be our C chain. That's where we currently have our funds. And the destination chain, as you can see, it doesn't allow me to go from C to P. I first have to go from C to X and then from X to P. So it is a little bit cumbersome, I'm not going to lie. But we can just go ahead and hit maximum amount here to transfer this 29.856 tokens. As you can see, there is a network fee every time we do this, 0.0002 Avalanche. It's relatively cheap. So let's go ahead and confirm this, where we're going to move it from C to X, and then later from X to P, where we can start staking it. So here we go. Confirm. We're going to give it a little second here to think. And then honestly, we should be able to, once this thing refreshes here, we can see that now we have the 29.8 tokens on the X chain. So there, we're going to repeat the process one more time. We're going to move it from the X chain and we're going to move it to the P chain. That way we can actually start staking these things. All right. So once again, we're going to move everything on over. Let's go ahead and confirm this bad boy. Give it a few seconds and then it should refresh here very soon. Like I said, the network is pretty quick. There we go. It says it has been transferred. All right, and at that point, we can come on down here to the Earn tab and actually start staking. Now we have a couple of different options. We can become our own validator, but for that we need to have at least 2,000 Avalanche on the P chain to become a validator. 2,000 Avalanche times, I don't know, $130 a piece. That's quite a bit of money. It's pretty costly to become a validator. What does that actually cost? Give or take a little over $250,000. So that's not what we're going to be doing, obviously. We are going to be delegating it to somebody else. Now, how much are we going to earn? Well, you can come on over to, this is stakingrewards.com, and you can see that you can lock it up for different time periods. I'm going to choose a year. Personal preference for me, and as you can see, staking rewards for a year is about 9.6% annually. So if we come on back on over to our wallet, and we're going to click on delegate. And then that should bring us up a list of all of the places, all of the validators that we can delegate our tokens to. Now, with this, the biggest thing to keep in mind is probably going to be this fee out next to it. This is how much these validators are taking in rewards in order to allow you to stake your coins with them. Now, some of these have some pretty high fees, 20%, 2%, 10%, etc. Obviously, you would not, oh my goodness, 50%. They're literally taking half of your rewards. So you're going to want to choose something that has a low fee. So I see plenty of ones that are 2%, so there's no reason for me to want to pick anything but something that is at 2%. And the end time, I want it to end in quite a while, so let's go and find one here that's going to be open for a while. All right, so this one is going to end not anytime soon. It's got 45 people already in there, 2% fee. This one is going to be good enough for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and stake to this node. So I'm going to go ahead and hit select. And then it's going to ask me for two things. It's going to ask me how much I want to stake, which I want to stake all of it. But you could just stake part of it. And then when is your end date? How long do you want to lock these tokens up for? Now, in my case, I want to hit max. I want to lock these up for as long as I can. But that's a personal preference. Your goals are not the same as my goals. Now, keep in mind, once you lock these tokens up, you cannot get these back until the end date, whatever day it is that you pick, all right? So if you think that you're going to need these funds or anything like that in the immediate future, then obviously you're going to want to change your end date to something a little bit closer. I want my funds locked up as long as possible. That way I'm not tempted to sell or anything like that if the price drops. But also because I want to be holding all of my assets for at least a year before I sell them, just so I can get that tax benefit of long-term capital gains, which is a much more favorable tax bracket when I do eventually sell it if I held it for at least a year or more. So I'm always thinking 1 year minimum hold time for all of my assets. And as you can see, it off to the side here, it has an estimated rewards. So I will earn about 2.6 Avalanche, and the fee, that 2% fee that will get charged to the node operator, so they are going to earn 0.05 Avalanche as my 2% fee. Or you can click on over here to US dollars. So over the course of basically a year, I'll earn about $336, and there'll be roughly a $7 fee. Now, once again, can't stress this enough. Once you hit confirm, there is no undo button. They're going to be locked up until your date. So make sure you pick a date that works based on your investing needs. But I'm just going to go ahead and confirm this bad boy so I can start earning 2.64 Avalanche. And then if we back out and just go to the estimated rewards, we can view our staking rewards. But as you can see, I've just staked. I don't have any rewards, but eventually they will show up in this section. So that's it, guys, how you can earn roughly 10% additional Avalanche tokens per year, staking them with your Avalanche wallet. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, give the video a thumbs up. It really helps the YouTube algorithm and helps channels like this grow so that we can help more and more people financially engineer their lifestyle the way they want to. And as always, I'll see you all again next time. Thanks.